In this video, I'm going to explore the web application like a security tester. I'm not going to use any automated tools. I'm just exploring the entire web application manually. So let's begin. So this is the web application that we have right now. What as a security tester will look into this particular page when he is not going to use any automated tools. What he will do is like this is basically the ACME IT support page, and there is a photo of some of the employees. Maybe as you can see, our dedicated staffs are ready to assist you with your IT problem. So what this actually is, which is going to assist with IT problems. So these are some of the staffs in the company. So yeah, as a security tester, they will analyze like this. After that, what they will do is just clicking into those pages. We have the home page which shows about this picture with ACME IT support as a heading and a short description. After that, in the news section, we have some of the latest news available about the ACME IT support. In the contact section, we have some of the form, like we have the name, the email, the message. Like you can just put your name, you can just put an email address, you can just put here and message and send the message to the support team. And other than that, we also have customers tab. In the customers tab, what we have is customer login page. So you can see there is a login page, and an interesting part here is you can also sign up here, right? You can just sign up into this ACME IT support. So these are some of the basic functions of this particular web page. Okay, so what I'm going to do as of now is what ethical hacker is or a security tester is going to do when they are analyzing a web application in a manual way. Like they can create an account, or in the news, let's explore the news tab first. So in the news, we have some of the latest newses. When I click one news, you can see the article ID equal to 1, and when I click the second news, this is the article ID 2, and when I click the 3 tips for keeping your printer working, here you can see, sorry, this article is for our premium customers, so please talk to a member of staff about upgrading your account today. So this is what is written, and there is something hiding in between this box. So this article is basically for the premium customer. So due to a security issue in this particular web page, they are not properly hidden this. So what we can do here is I'm just going to view the page source. So sorry, in the inspect tab. So yeah, I just inspected this page, and after that I'm just using this, and this is the page that is hiding, right? When I click that, I was able to see the premium customer blocker, right? So this has a premium customer blocker here. So from here you can see display colon block is there in the page. So what I can do is, instead of block, I'm just changing this into none. When I change this into none, there is something hidden here, and we were able to unblock it. How cool it is, right? So this is some of the basic manual techniques that pen tester or security tester will take a look on it, right? It's cool, right? So other than that, what are the other informations that we have? Like as a pen tester, they can create an account, like they can sign up an account to check all those features. They will check by clicking every part of this page and inspecting the URL. After that, you can just go and create an account here. In this case, I'm just creating an account. Okay, I just created an account, and this is how it looks like. This is the ACME IT support customers dashboard, and I just created the account as a customer, and this is the dashboard. Welcome to the customer dashboard. You have 0 support tickets. We have an option for support tickets. We have options for the accounts, and these are our account details. We have an option to log out. So I'm just going to the support ticket. In this support ticket, we were able to see that tickets can be created using the below button or by sending an email to our customer address. So here I'm just clicking create ticket. I'm just giving some random names as the ticket subject and ticket contents. Click create ticket. Now the ticket is created. In the dashboard, I can see there is one support ticket open, and in the support ticket option, I was able to see the date it was created, the time it was created, and the ID of that, and the subject related details about this particular ticket. So that is some of those things that I was able to find from this login page. Other than that, I could not be able to find anything. So I'm just logging it out. Now I'm in the home page. So what I can do is just view the page source, and in the page source, that's cool, we were able to get some information that developers leave sometimes. This page is temporary while we work on the new home page. We have a new home beta here. So what I can do is I'm just visiting this, like I can just visit to that particular page. Here it is. HTML comments are dangerous. If you put some of the directories or sensitive directories or whatever in the HTML page source, it might be makes you worse in terms of security, right? So yeah, your data is exposed, like someone can see that, right? Other than that, the information that we have in the page source includes the page generated, and we have some of the frameworks page. So this website may contain a framework. Let's see what we can do with it. So here we have the THM web framework and the current version of 1.3, and we have the change log here. So we can see this is the version 1.3. We had an issue where our backup process was creating a file in the web directory called the temp.zip, so which potentially could of being read by website visitors. This file is now stored in an area that is unreadable by public. So this is stored in an area which is unreadable by public. So these are some of the versions like version 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. These are some of the issues that we can see in the 1.2. We have added a backup facility in the administrator portal. So these are some of the features that they are providing in the changelog, right? So we can see we have a file called the temp.zip which will be available in the web directory, and which potentially could be read by website visitors. This file is now stored in an area that is unreadable by public, which pretty much means that this particular file existed still but could not be readable by public, right? So that is what is in the version 1.3. And in the documentation we can see that this documentation of the framework is pre-installed on your website's administration portal. Once you install the framework, you have to navigate to this particular path. So you can log in with the username admin and password admin. Make sure you change this password. This is the default username and password. So default passwords are dangerous. We get a page, login page, location to the login page from this framework's official web page. Now what I can do is go into the page of support, and they are using this framework. So I'm just trying to visit that particular login page. I'm able to move to that particular framework's login page. Now I have the default credentials available in this particular web page. If the website developers doesn't change these default credentials in their website, I can potentially gain access to it, right? I can just log in without a glitch, right? So you can see change default credentials. The developers forgot to change the default credentials that lets an attacker into the website, right? In the changelog we were able to find there is something called the temp.zip available in this. So here once we log in, you can just read this temp.zip. Here you can see it's downloaded, so you can just click here and extract that and read those things. So I'm just right clicking and extracting here, and in the inside that I have a flag for that. Keep your software updated. You have to up to date. So the version is something that you need to up to date. So this is basically the walking and application TryHackMe room. You should complete that, guys. I recommend you to complete this. This is so cool. Okay, so other than that, what are the things that we can do in this? Like we have the support page, we have the home. So what I can do is view the page source. Other than these colorful green things, we also have to inspect some other pages like the code. The code is something that you should miss to investigate as a beginner. So you can see from here we have something interesting called a secret page which will be in the code. When I click that secret page, I was able to see a flag. So there may be some kind of secrets inside the code. So it is recommended to read the code. That's good to have. So you can see other than that we also have some of the stale CSS which is contain a base 64 of an PNG image, and we also have some of the directories which doesn't seems to be useful as of now. We have some of the location to this particular image, and some of the JavaScript files are here, right? So these are the informations that we can get from a page source, Right, so that's cool, right? So by inspecting manually, we were able to create an account. We were able to reveal something from this new section, right? And we can do a lot with it, right? So other than that, we also need to inspect the page, right? So we are going to learn about the inspect tab. So from the inspect tab, we can see console is here, the debugger is here, the network, and a lot of other options are here. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm just inspecting and move to the debugger. So this is cool. So here, when I move to the contacts or the customers, let me see. If I move to the contacts or customer or news, there is something noticeable. Here in the contacts, you can see when I try to click the contacts, you can see a red is there in the page, right? A flash in red. So somebody, yeah, you can see the red flash is here, right? So that is something that we are going to inspect right now. So from here in the debugger, in the assets, we can see a flash, right? This is what that red flash is. So by clicking here in this option, I can see everything like this. Now what I'm going to do is move to the bottom. We have the flash remove, right? So I'm just going to comment this out. So now when I refresh, you can see the debugger paused. Now we can see that particular content here, right? How cool it is, right? If you know how to use these developer tools, so that is a added advantage in your cybersecurity career, right? So developer tools is a must known thing in cybersecurity. So other than that, what are the other things that we can do with these developer tools? We have the network tab. I'm just resuming this. In the network tab, we have this, right? We can just enter the username, the email, and some of the messages, and click send message and contact form send. You can see from here what are the things happening here, right? I'm just deleting all those things. Now I'm just entering the details and sending the message. Click send message. You can see this is what is happening in the network. Like we have the success code 200, which is a post method, and the domain and the file is contact message. Once you double click this, you will be able to see something interesting, right? So the message received and a flag in it. So other than that, we also have some other tabs like the storage tab, which is so cool. We have the cookies. Once you log in, there will be cookies generated. So let's try to log in. So as we created the account before, I'm just login. So once you log in, this cookies created, which includes the name. In this case, you can see admin false, and the session is here, and some of the HTTP only, the secure, and some other details. In this case, you can see admin false. By changing this admin to true and refreshing the page will makes you admin. So that's cool, right? So that is what basically these things are. Like when I move here, now you can see your account is AAA. So in this case it's AAA, but basically if it has some of the vulnerabilities, if you change that false to true, then you will be able to become admin or some other uses. But in this case it's not like that, but most of the cases will be like that if that particular vulnerability exists. So this is about it, right? So there is something that you should explore in the cookie section also. So these are some of the things that as a security tester will explore manually. So yeah, I hope this video covered a lot. So other than that, I also recommend you to walk through this application. So this is a great room to have. You can just practice that by yourself, right? Let's do this. Like we just explore this entire web page, right? We just explored all by clicking all of these. We just explored and we were able to find a lot of endpoints, right? So the news page, the customers page, and a lot of other pages, right? So to create a ticket, we have this, right? So by moving here to create a ticket, so here is the support ticket. Once you click create ticket, you will be able to see you are in the customers ticket option, which you can call as the customers ticket new. This page contains a form with a text box for entering the IT issue and a file upload option to create an IT support ticket. So this is it, right? So other than that, you also have to visit the page source and answer to some of the questions like a flag from the HTML command and a flag from the secret link, as we explored the secret before, right? And the flag from the directory listing. So directory listing, I think I just explored. Try to access the URL where all of the static files, the CSS, JavaScript, and images are stored. Let's try that out. Like we have to go to that particular page, which will be in the page source, I think. So from here, you have the assets directory where all of the files are stored, I think. So once I move to this assets directory, I'm able to see that, right? So we have a flag here, right? So we were able to see the JavaScript, the image, the CSS, all of these files are in this particular assets directory, so which also contains the flag that you want, right? So that's cool, right? So that is something that you should answer by yourself. I'm not going to show everything. So other than that, we also access the framework flag, and there is some of the developer tools we just inspected. We just changed this page into revealing some information. We just changed this, we just learned that. And in the developer tools, we just also explored the flash, and we just stopped that, we just commented that out, and we were able to get that flag also in the red box. And we also explore the network tab, and we also go to this particular contact message by refreshing that. And we also explore the developer tools storage tab. In the storage tab, you have local storage, which is stores data persistent in the browser even after the browser is closed. And in the session storage, stores data temporarily for a single browser tab or session. And for cookies, a small piece of data sent by the server and stored in the browser, often used for sessions and authentication, is what our cookies is used for. Once you log in, you do have session cookies, right? So the caged storage stores caged resources like the images, scripts, and API responses for faster loading. So this is something that you should answer. I covered a lot of things. I covered this entire room in this course or in this video, right? So yeah, that's pretty much about it, guys. I hope this video is informative for you. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.